Every season of the challenge, there is at least one silly, ridiculous daily challenge that is unique and most of the time brings a different energy than the usual dailies. These ridiculous challenges bring laughs and joy, and at least for me, they are a highlight of every season just to see the bizarre ones that they come up with.
I love the funny challenges. If you can't laugh at yourself, then what are you doing here? The more embarrassing the challenge, the more hilarious it is.
Be thankful the days we show up in a silly challenge. We don't have to run 6 miles. We don't have to risk our lives. You need the silly challenges to keep you sane.
So let's talk about some of my favorites.
So I'm gonna go ahead and take the money and run, teacher.
I'll win every fight.
Rookie Revolution.
This is a game!
Hey guys, what's up? It's the Rookie Revolution, and as you can tell from the title and the intro, I will be talking about the most silliest, most ridiculous, weirdest daily challenges of all time. But this is going to work a bit different than what I usually do. I will not be ranking these, and these will not be in any particular order. I will just be going over some of my favorites and leave the ones I cannot get to for a potential part 2. I can't wait to begin, and remember, if your favorite weird, ridiculous daily challenge isn't on this list, it will probably be on a part 2. So with all of that said, let's get started. So the first daily challenge I want to talk about today is rounding the bases from Battle of the X's 2. And in terms of pure hilarity, this challenge is dang near the top. It worked in 4 stages. Well, bases as they called it here. The first base was called Suck and Blow, where you had to put a card between you and your ex's lips and suck or blow to the finish line without it falling.
This was the only way I got kisses in junior high. I cheated at this game all the time. Oh, I dropped it. Oh, make out.
Again, I have to say, this was on an ex's season. Most of these exes hated each other and it was so awkward. Honestly, you could feel the awkwardness through the screen. Especially when the cards fell and they would kiss. It was hilarious though, and it was surprisingly difficult.
Jimmy, is called suck and blow. Less saliva, more.
The way second base worked was the guys had to unscrew 2 baseballs while the woman had to unscrew a baseball bat.
I will let you make your own comparisons to what body parts these would represent.
This was simple but really funny to watch, and it was probably harder than it looked. For the third base, you had to lick a wall absolutely smothered with peanut butter. As you lick it, it will reveal numbers to unlock a combination for your supplies in the final base. I was really surprised to see some struggling in this round. Nani and Jenna both acted like peanut butter was the grossest thing ever invented, which I just don't get. Although maybe that's just because I love peanut butter.
Peanut butter. I love you.
Although even then, most absolutely killed it.
You know, it's an eating challenge. I murder eating challenges. That's my thing.
And for the fourth and final base, I don't even know if I can show this on YouTube, but you and your partner both have a pole and you are 60 feet apart from each other. You then have to maneuver them to fit in with each other to run and free a cork. After that, you win. I want to say the final base was all vets, which was to be expected, and it shows that vets really excel on the weirder challenges, and experience is everything.
Vets, all right.
Another big thing is that Wes actually finished first, but his cork malfunctioned, giving Bananas and Nani the win.
He actually gets his rod inserted into Teresa's tube, but he isn't able to pop his cork out. Story of Wes's life.
All in all, this was a super fun challenge. I love how they incorporated everything to make you uncomfortable with your ex. All the bases were fun to watch, and everything just flat out worked. Next up, we have the Insane Games from Battle of the Seasons 2. Although I think it should have been called the weirdest games ever invented or bizarre as games, because I just don't think the name Insane Games does it justice. Now, very much like rounding the bases, this challenge is in stages, so I will be going over them one at a time. The first stage was called Chariot Race, and you had to pull your entire team with either 1 or 3 people, depending on how many you have left, on a chariot, wearing an absolutely bizarre horse Halloween costume. Let's pause right there. Imagine in hot heat wearing a rubber horse helmet. The way it would feel would be unbearable, and it just makes it that much harder.
Pouring sweat inside this rubber mask, breathing in hot rubber fumes. I can't really see anything. It's 112 degrees. It's hot. Can't breathe. It's very, very difficult.
Alton, who is considered a machine, needed an oxygen mask after this stage due to the heat that the rubber helmet brought in.
There's no fresh air coming in, and I just feel my body slowly shutting down.
The next stage is called Egg Drop, and in this stage, 2 people from each team participate and you are separated by a wall. One player throws eggs while the other player catches the eggs in a dog cone. So yeah, it got more silly, although this requires a lot of skill and strategy obviously, as you cannot see anything from either perspective. It's really just blind throwing and catching with a gross twist.
I want to apologize to my puppy Lincoln for making fun of the way he acted when his dog collar was on his head, because this sucks, buddy.
The third stage is called Ear Pull, and I'm probably gonna laugh talking about this one.
I can't believe that my fate in going to the arena lies on 2 people's ears.
This stage is a 1v1 and you have an elastic band on your ear, and all you have to do is try and get the elastic band off your opponent's ear. There is absolutely no strategy to this. It's really just luck.
CJ's obviously got the largest ears in the house. He could be good at this. But then you've got Alton with those little tiny solid ears, which also pose a big threat. We'll see how this one fares.
This is genuinely one of the most hilarious concepts for a challenge. I loved watching it. However, I hope they never do it again, as we have seen everything good that can come out of it the first time. Now, the final stage is another chariot race. Although in this one member from a team pulls you towards the opponent's chariot, and the other member of your team has a type of foam sword, and you have to knock your opponent off. In other words, this is a good old-fashioned, old-school jousting match. Awesome, awesome idea, although it doesn't really work with foam swords, but that's all they could have used, I guess. But I give the production team kudos for trying, as this was a really cool idea, and it was fun to watch.
It's Destiny Night.
So you think that's it? Nope. We have a loser stage called Fish Head, and it's a 1v1 guy vs guy, girl vs girl, where you stand on a small platform and you try to knock off your opponent with a 15-pound fish. This was gross and again ridiculous. When the girls went, Laura was so bad she swung her fish into the oblivion, which, suffice it to say, she lost. A stupid but funny losers bracket, but all in all, I think this daily challenge is the very definition of what this video is all about, and I loved every second of it. The next daily we have is Losing My Mind from the Duel 2. Yes, it's pronounced Losing My Mind. And the way this works is you are in guy-girl pairs. The guys go first, and you first race up a long hill to get to your luge, which is pretty much just a very awkward go-kart, which you then ride to the start. Then the females proceed to do the same thing until they are both done and you solve a puzzle. Hearing the rules, you would think that this is just a pretty solid daily challenge, and that there's nothing weird about it, right? Well, you are wearing a huge bobblehead.
Just when I thought we could have one challenge without any laughs, here I am, stuck in a giant picture of myself. I feel ridiculous.
In all the race, you are wearing this huge ass bobblehead that just keeps moving around hitting you, which on the bobblehead they use a very inflated picture of your face, which is pretty funny actually. Along with the luge go-kart, which is just very awkward. I love this daily challenge. It was an already difficult daily where the weirdness made it even more difficult.
You know, I sweat mixing a cocktail, and here I am running up a hill with a bobblehead on. I'm Big Easy, I don't sprint up hills.
So for the next one, I'm going to give you all a grossness warning, but it is Ice Cream from the Gauntlet 1. And all you have to do is be the first team to finish your huge ice cream sundae. But the twist is that you cannot use any utensils and your hands are tied behind your back. So all you have to eat it with is your face. So imagine around 12 people on each team, each bobbing into the same bowl of ice cream. Saliva getting everywhere, snot getting everywhere. It's just so gross. And now I want to remind you all of a little pandemic known as COVID-19. Now imagine eating ice cream spit out by 10 different people. I just can't imagine it, especially today. It's just so gross. It's not even exactly weird, it's just really gross.
I'm a complete germophobic. The thought of ingesting ice cream that's been, sucked in the nose and then blown out the mouth makes me want to throw up.
I've been wanting to mention this challenge weirdly for a while on this channel because no other daily can make my stomach turn quite like this. I can confidently say I would refuse to do this and I wouldn't care for the consequences.
I thought that this mission would be so fun, but this is the grossest thing I have ever partaken in.
So lastly, we definitely got the most awkward daily challenge of all time. We got dirty laundry from Rivals 3. This one was a lot. So the way it worked was you and your partner are on a bar of soap and you have to thrust it so it melts and you get numbers to hang up from laundry. I think you can tell that the humping and the thrusting, especially on your rival, is just something that none of them wanted to do. Well, with the exception of Tony and Corey maybe.
We're rivals, so this isn't the ideal, challenge for us.
It might be uncomfortable for Camilla, but I'm gonna secretly enjoy it. I'm thinking nasty thoughts.
But I mean, just watching this was secondhand awkwardness. Regarding Ashley, I don't know how much I can show on YouTube, but let's just say she was leaving it all on the field. I mean, I'll play a clip.
You're actually really moaning like that? I'm not really making sex noises. I'm just making noises like bodybuilders do when they work out, like,
I'm gonna be honest, I have no idea how this challenge idea was allowed on TV. This seems like it is pushing it just as far as it can go for network TV. But it was extremely entertaining and the design of it as well was top notch. The bars of soap seemed hard to melt and extremely solid. Some things I want to mention is that, unfortunately, apparently this challenge gave a lot of the women UTIs. And Simone actually tore her butthole.
I have a torn butthole, and I don't want this torn butthole to affect me going home.
I don't want to know about your torn butt. Do I look like I care about your torn butt?
I also want to mention Wes came up with a pretty good loophole this challenge, but I will be saving that for, you guessed it, a loopholes part 3 coming in the future. But he definitely works smarter and not harder.
I saw a lot of things that I don't need to see again.
I have so many more I want to talk about, but I want to make this video topic a series, so I had to save some good ones. If this video does well, it will probably be 10 for the next video. With everything said, thank you all so much for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and comment down below for a part 2. Because like I said, I have so many more I can talk about. This video is just scratching the surface. But until next time, take care.